Hello and welcome to Nixies Notebooks, and my desk is a little messy as you can see. I started crafting and I thought, this might make a good video. So what I'm doing right now is I am making cards that I've had for, I don't even know how long I've had these cards for, in my pile of stuff, and I'm making them into little notebooks, little stocking stuffers. I am going to probably put them up on my Etsy site, but I thought maybe I could show you guys how to do it. I also am going to show a neat little trick, and if I can now find it in my huge mess of stuff. Also, you can make these into card holders, which I'm going to make a couple into card holders as well. And this is what I mean. So you can put a little bit of a to and from here. You can put the card in right here, fold it over, and it's also a notebook. So instead of getting like one of those metal cases that just kind of go in the trash, this actually has some use. So we are going to start. So I have several of these. They're in different stages right now, but I'm going to show you from beginning to end, just showing you the different stages of the cards. And I have to find the one I need to work on next. So that way it's not as disjointed, and I'm not just working on one. I can put something aside if I need to. So let's start off first. Let me grab my chair because I am going to need to sit down for this and make sure I am in the video. I use this mat kind of to let me know I'm in the video. This is paper and glitter on there, so my apologies. It does look a little messy. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna I'm using this washi tape. It's reindeer. I don't know if you can see it very well. I hope you can. It's just reindeer. And I'm gonna put it on the inside just to kind of give this part of the card a little bit of stability. This one isn't bad. This is actually okay. It was it's not scored. It was debossed right there, so that's why it folded so easily. Some cards are scored on the back, and I don't have one to show you. So if it is scored, you'll see it. It's kind of like you'll see like a sharp edge there. Let's see, is this one scored? No. And of course now I'm just gonna. I think this one's scored. Yes. So this one is scored. What that means is they kind of cut a little bit into the paper to make it fold better. I don't know if you can see that right there. You see that little lip there? That is why you'd want to reinforce some of these cards, especially because this is obviously already been cut once, so it's probably a little bit compromised right there. So if you're going to use a card that has a score line in it, just make sure you reinforce it a little bit. I'm doing it anyways because I'm going to be poking holes into the card, and just want to make sure it's okay. If you are using washi tape, make sure you put it in the right way, because if you don't, look, pretty reindeer, oops, wrong way. So, and it's only going to be in the spine, but still, it's just one of those things. It's one of the things that bothers me. So what I'm going to do first, let me find the front of this tape. And the reason why I'm using this one, it's actually kind of a little bit of a cheat. You see the nose kind of seems to be like in the center. I can use that to center it on here to make sure I'm going pretty straight with the tape. If not, it'll be all over the place because that's just how I roll. So we're just going to put down some washi tape, or we're going to put down some, oh my gosh, I feel like Joe Biden, glue stick. Woo! All right. So we're just going to put it down. And then we're going to take this, and we're just going to, what I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to have to get kind of close, so pardon the head if it does get in the shot. I do apologize. Okay. Right. There, that looks pretty good. Yep. There we go. So sorry if my head got in the way. Now I'm just gonna rub off all of the extra glue. You can also take an eraser. That will also help get some of the excess glue off. So that way you don't have like glue in your card. All right. So that's what you do with this. And that's how you reinforce the spine. It's not 100% straight, but so the other thing too I need to show you, sorry for the big sigh, I just have a big sigh, is you want to cut like almost towards an angle towards the card, and then you cut off the, don't cut the card, but cut off the excess tape. When you cut back towards that angle, it's just going to angle it a little bit, and it'll keep the tape from being over the side. So that's just a little tip. So let's shut that up. Okay. So, all right, let's do this. Okay, and then I'm just going to show you the cutting. I guess I probably don't even need to use all the extras that are kind of sitting around, but I just have them in all various states of ready to go. So what I've done is I've taken, this is kind of a thicker cardstock, and then I have 4 pieces of paper in here. It's just copy paper, to be honest. So I did that, and then I folded a second one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one be on the outside, and then this one's going to be on the inside. So this is how I measure, but not really measure. So I'm going to pull over my big cutter so you can kind of see the process. If you don't have something like this at home, you can use a ruler's edge to rip up several pieces at a time. I just found this way to be the easiest, so this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to stand up for this so that way I can kind of see what I'm doing. So we got the card here, and we're just going to make sure all the paper goes down there. We're going to make sure all the paper is at this corner because you want it as far in as possible. So okay, that's not good. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, here we go. Sorry if that was off camera. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is just a little glimmer pen. I think it's silver. I'm just going to put a mark there. Going to put a mark here. And I eyeball a lot of stuff. I'm really bad about that. I don't like to measure. It just takes way too much time, and then I usually am off somehow after like quadruple checking. So now when I cut it, I'm actually going to want to cut, I'm going to start with the corner at the top, or the folded edge at the top, not the corner, the folded edge at the top. And let's move some of these out of the way. All right. You can't see that. There we go. So I'll move it all the way to the top, and there is my little spot right there. I don't know if you could see that very well. I hope so. There's my little spot that I am going to cut off of, that edge right there. So what I'm going to do is I can't pull this any further off, or else I'll be pulling it off the table and it won't be safe to cut. So I apologize, it's right at the top of the screen. So I'm going to go a little bit inside that, actually probably a little more than a little bit inside there. The reasoning why is because I measured for the outside of that, and this needs to go fit on the inside. You can see it kind of moving because it's not on the desk very well. So let me see. I'm going to move this a little bit this way. My desk is absolutely messy. There's like an avalanche waiting to fall on both sides because I'm crafting, and that's just what happens. So I don't know if you can see here, there is my spot right there for the stuff. Good word, for the cutting line. So I'm going to want it to be a little bit on the other side of the blade. Probably a little bit more than that. This is really only supposed to be for 10 pieces of paper, and right now, because it's folded, I have 10 pieces of paper in there. One's cardstock too, so that's probably why it buckles a little bit. So that's the other thing too, is if you have too much, the paper is going to try to move in there, and you got to be really careful. So as you can see here, it's I think I want it to be cut just a little bit more on the sides, so that's fine. Just give me some room to play with, because I can't tell you how many times I've poked holes into stuff. Yeah, I heard that. I've made holes to do my threading and realized that I did the sizing wrong. Sorry, I'm just looking. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, again, because I hate measuring, we're going to take this one. I always kind of cut off these edges. I don't ever use a straight edge from the actual paper, because as I was holding these were not straight. So I was like, there we go. Never trust anything. So what I'm going to do is we're going to mark it here and here and here. Now when we cut these lines, you notice how before I went really far on the other side of the line. We're not going to do it on this one because we got to make sure it fits and it's not smaller, and it's relatively the same size, like pretty close to the same size. Okay, oh, little eyelash there. Okay, my eyelashes are falling out, I guess. Alrighty, so I should have just cut it instead of picking up and playing with it. Alright, so, and with all the glitter, it's hard for me to see the silver sparkle too, so well, this has been quite fun. And I can actually, with these cards, I can actually get 2 insides of the cards, or 2 insides of the notebooks out of these. So that's why I'm doing them kind of the way I am too. So right on the inside, oh, I was from the cut over. Sorry, I had a bunch of scrap paper there. I was like, where did that come from? Oh, it's been a day. It's been a week. All right, so I might have to cut a little bit more off this one because I got right on the line there. Let's see how good this is. Yeah, I'm gonna cut just a smidgen off this. When it's really thin and you try to cut a smidgen off of these type of things, it doesn't work very well, but when it's a lot of thick paper together, it's okay, you can do it. But I wouldn't, like if it was just one piece of paper, I wouldn't suggest using that. I'd suggest using the other cutter, but this one works just fine. And there we go. That might have been a little too much, but that's okay. We like it. It'll work. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to do... So if you wanted just the notebook, you would just sew it up and it would be done. If that's all you wanted to do. Oh, let me, actually that seems to work just fine. We'll just leave it like that. So if you just wanted the notebook, you would do that. But we're gonna put in a pocket so we can make this into a, I'll sew up, you know what, I'll sew up one as just a regular notebook, and then I'll sew up one with this in it because this is gonna have to dry. So you'll be able to kind of see it twice. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold over this here. Okay, probably going to need that cutter again. And we're just going to fold it over like this. It's always a little better to do it this way. I should have used my bone folder. Why would I do it not without my bone folder? I don't know. Use a bone folder, it's just better. This is not gonna look right. Yeah, I'm gonna suggest, yeah. Okay, we're gonna try it on this side, but we're gonna use the bone folder. Sometimes, you know what, we're just gonna work with that. And don't need the bone folder. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to put this in here. I want it to go like that. Okay, I think I'm going to get another piece of paper. Because that one's just annoying me right now. Let's see. right. Will that work? Oh, look how beautiful. That will work just fine. Okay, let's try this again. First, we're gonna fold it though, and let's do this the smart way. Yeah. Like I should have done the first place, you know. That's what happens when I try to eyeball stuff. Not good. Okay, there we go. All right. I am going to cut this first, and then I will fold up the folder. Okay. So I hope you guys can still see all this. I am just gonna, I don't normally bring this cutter over here. It just seemed like an easier thing to do. So I can kind of show you like how to cut out the different pieces. And just kind of give you an idea. I like to usually kind of keep it over my other desk because, well, if I bleed on my other desk, I'm not going to get it on any of my projects. And yes, I've cut myself about a gazillion times on that. Okay, now what we're going to do, I know it looks a little bit wonky. That's okay. So now what we're going to do, I hope you can still see all this. So when you fold like this, the paper is gonna be bulky, and it's just not gonna necessarily sit right. Best way to do it is to kind of get rid of some of this bulk where the fold is gonna be. You're gonna want to do that by just snipping. Doesn't matter even if you go up a little bit in there, that's fine. If you go past the line a little bit, I've done that several times. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt the pocket at all. So let's add a little sticker to this. Actually, I should probably glue it first and then add a sticker because that's probably a smart thing to do. So let's bring back, so this is gonna fit in here like this. It's just going to be a fold out, so we need to know kind of where to cut it off at the top. All right, so I'm giving it a little bit of a border, so let's give it a little bit of a border to up to there. So I like the silver because silver just looks like a little glitter. So I don't know, just me. So here we go, one more time. I should really just pan the camera around so you can see my, yeah. Don't ever cut when it's like all rickety like this. I'm still going to do it, but don't, because I would hate for someone to lose a finger and be like, well, I saw her do it on her video. And I'd be like, yeesh. So just always be safe and careful. So what I'm going to use PVA glue to kind of glue the sides down just to make it a little bit easier. We're going to get a piece of napkin to wipe up any excess glue so that way we don't have to worry about it. Okay, there we go. We're just going to, I would always suggest you glue on this side because that way you know where to end it. And then we're just going to hold it down and we're going to do this. And pull out all the excess glue, and then we're just going to hold it down for a few seconds until the glue adheres. And what's nice too about this is you can put the little gift certificate in there, and then you can put the and then you can put on the other side, you could put the sorry my words, a little to and from for someone. So they can kind of see it and see, you know, kind of what it looks like. And I'm not even making any sense. Woo. So yeah, and then you can put like a little to and from on this side, and that way they know who it's from. So yeah. I'm sure you guys got that from what I just mumbled about like a few seconds before that. I'm filming at night, and I have to say that my word usage gets worse at night. I'm do have sometimes problems with proper nouns and remembering what things are called. My husband's really good. He figures out everything I'm trying to say, usually. It's like, oh, do you mean this? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I was saying it, sort of. Okay, so let's do that away. So next we're gonna glue. So this is my debate. Do I glue this in now and then sew it up, or do I sew it up and then glue it in? I think I'm gonna sew it up first and then glue it in. I think that might be the best way to go. So I think I had a piece of thread. Oh, here we go. I did? Do I? Here we go. I already threaded a piece of thread. Alright, so actually, yes, now we have to poke holes. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to one of the ones that I've actually completed with all the holes already poked in it. Let's see, does this one have the holes? Ah, see? See, this one already has all the holes poked in it, so I am going to, yep. So I'm going to do this one, because it'll be a little bit easier than for me to poke all the holes. Actually, I should probably show you how to poke the holes. Okay. Wow. Most of this is just me being wishy-washy. That's what this whole video is, me being wishy-washy. So, sorry about that. All right. Let's try this again. All right. So, I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to make sure everything's pretty square. And then what you do is you take an owl or a sharp, pokey instrument, and you just kind of push it. And you kind of want to push, make sure you're getting it right in that crease there. See? And easy. You want to push it in slow. Yes, I heard that too. But you do. There's no other way to say that. You want to push it in slow, because if you do it too hard, you're going to rip the paper, and we're just going to keep moving on from that. So yeah, there we go. So really slow, just kind of twisty back and forth, a little bit of pressure. Yeesh. If your paper moves while you're doing it, just make sure it's recentered back with the center hole. And then you can do it like that too. For some reason that does not want to go through. There we go. Welcome to this world. Yay! All right. So the way I stitch these up is I go, so I find the hole. There we go. All right, let's go through the hole, and we're gonna go through this hole. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep this so you guys can see what I'm doing, but at the same time I'm trying to be able to do it still. There we go. All right, that was a struggle. All right, so when I go out here, I like to make sure these are straight. I don't know if it's the OCD in me or not, but whatever. So what I do is this. And there we go. We pulled in all the twisty side, and there we go, nice and straight. So after we come in the bottom, we're going to go up to the top, put it through. That one went a lot easier, don't know why. Okay, and then this is where it's going to be a little bit harder because you're putting the thread back through the center hole. I start here usually, and I kind of You have to be very careful you don't get the actual embroidery thread back through the hole or else it won't pull through right. So make sure, just kind of making it a little bit bigger so it's a little bit easier to get through. I have to do this a couple times just kind of to get it to work where you want it to work. Stop going through the green. All right. There we go. I think we got it. If you ever have a hard time pulling a needle through, grab one of these. Take hold of the needle. Don't pull it towards yourself, pull it away, but you can use this too. And it will also, like as a grip on here, and you can just do that and it will actually help you grip the needle better and pull it through the hole. So just an FYI. I've had to do that on multiple occasions, but make sure you're always pulling away from yourself because you don't want to like lose grip or stab yourself in the eye because that would be tragic. And I don't want to be known as the person who shot your eye out. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this side. I'm going to put this underneath here. Alright, so you can see that the two threads are on either side. I'm just going to pull a little bit tighter. We're going to tie it. Oh, a little piece of glue. Okay, sorry about that. And I just cut them and cut them. And I probably should have glued that in first. Yep. Now that I'm looking at it, oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, so I'll probably have to redo this one because as you can see, there is that. So that's okay. It's very easy to redo those. I can redo those later. So I'm gonna glue this in though for now so that we have that going for us. So yeah, you really want to make sure you pull everything through very tightly. Everything was except for that one little piece, and it will mess you up, as you can see. And I am just looking for a piece of paper I can glue on. All right, so I'm just going to use glue stick. It'll firm up the card front cover too as well. This type of glue seems to really do that. So I love glue sticks. I don't know why. They work really well. They seem to work very well. So and like I said, in Arizona, unless you're doing a really small space, the glue just dries so quickly here. It's just too dry, especially now it's winter time. It's like even worse. Like the minute it got cold, my skin like went from 0 to flaky in like 2 seconds. It was awful. So and I'm just gonna move that up real quick. And there we go. So there is the little folder. And let's jazz it up by putting a little sticker on it. So this makes a great little gift card, and then the person can use this afterwards. I mean, they can use this little notebook, or, you know, like for their shopping list, or for, you know, what have you. I like that little snowman. That's probably too big. You even seeing stickers? No, of course not. Oh boy, I hope most of this was on video. That would be very terrible if it wasn't. So we're just looking for a small little sticker. Something maybe with a little bit of color. Maybe one of these. I'll put like a joy down there or something. Yeah, I think I'm liking that idea. All right, let's do that. Put it in the corner. There we go. So that's how you do it. These are great for stocking stuffers. These are great for, like I said, you can use this for gift cards. Put a little note in there telling the person how much you love them or whatever you say to your family members. And then put the little gift card there. So there we go. We got a nice little gift card holder there that I have to redo because I messed it up. But I won't do that on camera because that'll just take too long. All right. I guess that's it. And thank you. Thank you for watching.